How's it going, guys? Hope you all are doing great. It's your boy E-Vlog and welcome back on another video. Now today will be 10 best Dragon Ball movies of all time ranked. The Dragon Ball franchise has been on a pedestal for a long time now, and it's still ongoing with newer movies and sequels. Since its debut in 1984, Dragon Ball has gone from a quickly manga about some super strong kid to a cultural juggernaut and one of the big three. Akira Toriyama, rest his soul, poured his heart and soul into the making of Dragon Ball series, mixing martial arts, humor, and otherworldly adventures that left a lasting impact on generations of fans. Along the way, Toriyama faced many challenges like tight deadlines, studio pressures, and health crises. But he still delivered one of the best character dynamics, storylines, and artwork that has shaped Shonen Jump into what it is today. The anime rise in the late 80s and early 90s, particularly with Dragon Ball Z, cemented its legacy. This called for sequels, exclusive merch, live actions, adaptation, and more. Soon enough, fans yearning for more of the series pushed Dragon Ball into the movie realm. Often standalone tales, these films expanded the DB universe with fresh villains, emotional depth, and jaw-dropping animation, the best of which are ranked below. Number 10. Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. Battle of Gods was a movie that significantly changed the franchise's future. It was a pleasant introduction to the god of destruction Beerus and the transformation of Dragon Ball Z into Dragon Ball Super. It introduced new characters, enjoyable battles, and was filled with comedic instances. A visual feat in short and a must-watch for every DBZ fan. The movie starts with Bulma's birth celebration. Everyone's happy until Beerus wakes up after his centuries-long nap and decided to destroy Earth because Goku is a strong Super Saiyan and could destroy other planets. An all-out battle takes place and Beerus easily defeats everyone in a rather typical display of power for the Dragon Ball Z adversaries. But in the end, all the Saiyans gave their Super Saiyan energy to Goku, turning him into Super Saiyan God and allowing him to fight Beerus on equal footing until he almost wins, changing the God of Destruction's mind about destroying Earth. Indeed, this was one of my favorite movies simply because it is indeed the introduction of the God of Destruction and cements the next stage, ushering in Dragon Ball Super. This movie does hold a significant place in the history of best Dragon Ball movies. Number 9. Dragon Ball Super Superhero. One of the recent and particularly well-received releases, Dragon Ball Super Superhero is a CG animated movie. The main focus of the film is on Gohan and Piccolo in their battle with the revived Red Reborn army and their new android models, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. The animation is superb and very different from previous movies, thanks to its use of CGI animation while strictly keeping Toriyama's enthusiastic in the process. It doesn't hurt that it features incredible new forms for Gohan and even Piccolo, those moments being worth the price of the admission alone. The plot is far more serious than expected, while still retaining that classic goofy Toriyama charm. The movie continues the comedic scenes and tales in between, keeping things engaging throughout, including a surprisingly wholesome Uncle Piccolo take on the Namekian's relationship with Gohan's family, including Little Pam. All in all, Dragon Ball Super Superhero earned its spot on this list for its vivid visual evolution and focus on underutilized characters, proving the series' versatility. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my favorite movies. It showcased in new powers. It focused on Gohan and Piccolo, knowing the fact that Gohan and Piccolo are now more of like a team combination. Piccolo raised Gohan. Piccolo has always been there for Gohan. Piccolo is Gohan's teacher. Piccolo is Gohan's friend. Piccolo is more like a father to Gohan at this point. And indeed, it made sense in order to focus on Gohan. They also would need to, or they needed to focus on Piccolo and power-ups. Number 8, Dragon Ball: The Path to Power. Dragon Ball: The Path to Power is a retelling of the original Dragon Ball saga. It's a visual depiction of Goku's early adventures, but with somewhat better animation than the original 80s series. In the movie, Goku meets Bulma in a fateful and comedic encounter. Later on, they set out on a journey to look for the 7 Dragon Balls that can summon the powerful Dragon Shinran, who can grant any wish. Although released in 1997, this movie still has good enough nostalgic animation that we can continue to watch it today without feeling bored. The movie's pacing is well versed too, and it gives fans an intro to Red Ribbon Army, the company behind the Android 17 and 18 that later come to annihilate Goku and the Saiyans in the Dragon Ball series. The focus on Goku's innocence and growth makes it a wholesome movie, earning its place on this list for its heartfelt homage to the series' origin and its published execution. Indeed, this movie impacted a lot in terms of Dragon Ball origin. I still would recommend the audience to look into it, to check it out, because it will pay an homage to Goku, and it will also pay an homage to other characters as well, and maybe may expand your horizon in terms of Dragon Ball genre overall. Number 7, Dragon Ball episode of Bardock. Dragon Ball episode of Bardock explores a frequently questioned idea. What if Bardock somehow survived Frieza's annihilation? It's a daring spin-off episodic movie where Bardock really does survive Frieza's attack and time travels to the past to confront Frieza's ancestors, Lord Chilled. This bold premise allows the movie to really dive into a character everyone wanted to see more of, Goku's father. In the movie, Bardock finally gets the attention he deserves, even achieving the Super Saiyan state in his battle with Chilled, while the story's animation and execution exceeded fans' expectations, earning its spot on this list. Indeed, this movie does hold the ground on my list simply because it gave us a perspective What if Bardock survived Frieza's annihilation, and he gave us a perspective on what Bardock would look like, his persona, his character, his facial expression should he obtain the power named Super Saiyan. He also demonstrate and give us a little bit of taste seeing Bardock beat on Frieza's ancestors due to the fact that Frieza annihilated planet Vegeta. This also gave fans a little bit of a satisfaction watching Bardock take revenge on Frieza's ancestors. Number 6. Dragon Ball Z Wrath of the Dragon. Dragon Ball Z Wrath of the Dragon explores the limits of Goku's power. This movie introduces Hero Durgan, a colossal beast threatening Earth, and Tapon, a mysterious warrior tied to its legend. The pacing is slow and a bit off track, but the final battle where Goku unleashes his special move, the Dragon Fist technique to finish off Hero Dagon, is visually one of the best moments in the series. Goku's Super Saiyan 3 transformation special technique is something fans have often seen in the Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi games. Dragon Ball Z Wrath of the Dragon is where the movie actually comes from. This movie has it all: a visual spectacle, a great story, and the cherry on top, Goku's Super Saiyan 3 in his prime. Oh my goodness, this is one of my favorite movies due to the fact that we got to see Super Saiyan 3 Goku fighting with all his might, and especially Goku using the Dragon Fist to defeat the enemy. It also gave us information on Trunks, where Trunks got his sword from. By saying Trunks, I'm talking about Future Trunks, where Future Trunks got his sword. He got it from Tapon because Tapon at the end of the movie decided to hand his sword over to Trunks due to the fact that Trunks respected him, Trunks admired him, and Tapon gave him this. That's where he got the sword from. Number 5. Dragon Ball Z Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. Dragon Ball Z Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, is one of the most iconic Dragon Ball Z movies, featuring a legendary Super Saiyan as a villain. It's the original Broly movie, introducing him as a hulking, rage-fueled Saiyan that's a force of nature. The plot is rather straightforward. Broly attacks Goku and company, leading to an all-out fight right off the bat. But as soon as our heroes think they have got Broly pinned down, he loses himself completely, transforming into his original legendary Super Saiyan form and rampaging uncontrollably, causing massive destructions. This was the first time in Dragon Ball's world where a villain as awfully powerfully as Broly was introduced, shaping Dragon Ball battles to come and giving fans a glimpse of what happens when raw power and talent comes together. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my favorite movies, Broly the legendary Super Saiyan. Kakarot! Kakarot! How much do you love your son? Kakarot! I choose you to be my victim, my first victim. This was badass. I would say right now, and I'm sure 90% of the audience agrees with me on this, that legendary Super Saiyan Broly, or DBZ Broly, is my favorite Broly out of the two. Let me know your comment on the below the comment section as well on what you think. Number 4, Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn. Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn shows us a different dimension that plays a big role in the Dragon Ball universe, the afterlife. But what starts as a humor-filled introduction to Goku and Vegeta with Hollows in the afterlife slowly turns into something devastating as the two face off against the demonic Janemba. In its initial form, Janemba was quite cute, but after that he evolves into a devilish and extremely overpowered villain. As Janemba begins to overthrow the balance between heaven and hell in the afterlife, Goku and Vegeta fought him, but they failed to even scratch his demonic form. That's when they successfully learned and performed fusion to become one as Gogeta and finally overthrow Janemba. Indeed, this movie was the beginning. It was a movie that sets the stage and introduced one of our beloved character, the fusion dance between Goku and Vegeta, transforming into Gogeta for the very first time. I would say after this, it created some type of a debate in the Dragon Ball community on which one is stronger, Gogeta or Vegeta. Number 3, Dragon Ball Super Broly. Dragon Ball Super Broly movie is the recently released remake of one of the most iconic movies of the Dragon Ball franchise, Dragon Ball Z The Legendary Super Saiyan. The storyline is the same with a few newer additions, but the main idea, portraying the backstory of the legendary Super Saiyan with DBS's color, was a fantastic movie. Broly is a Super Saiyan outcast, unknowingly living on a distant planet. When Goku and Vegeta visit him, Broly's memories resurfaces, inducing his trauma once again, and he goes on a full-out rampage. This battle, a clash of raw power and emotional complexes, is one of the most crucial face-offs in DBZ, especially because Broly's introduction, his overpowered Super Saiyan form, and his status as a fan's favorite villain. Indeed, this was also one of my favorite movies, ushering in Dragon Ball Super, ushering in Broly once again, because the DBZ Broly was not canon at the time, so fans in the community were patiently waiting for this movie. The advertising, I remember during the time this movie was being advertised, the promotion, I was one of the people that reacted to the trailer. The fans desperately looked forward to this movie simply because Broly will finally be canon, and the audience looked forward to the storyline, how Broly movie will be told, how it will be made canon, what type of new character are we going to see, what will Goku and Vegeta do to overpower Broly this time. It was just a superb movie. Number 2, Dragon Ball Z Bardock, the father of Goku. Dragon Ball Z Bardock, the father of Goku, is a somewhat sad movie to watch. It covers the canon series of events before Goku was sent to Earth, especially focusing on how Goku's father, Bardock, along with many other Saiyans, was brutally massacred by the likes of Frieza, and his rebelled against his tyrannical ideas. This Dragon Ball movie narrative straight lies in its exploration of fate and defiance, Bardock was just a low-class warrior who gained visions of his planet's destruction. But although Bardock's end was tragic and heart-wrenching, that's where the story actually took off. And Goku couldn't have been Goku if he weren't sent to Earth. Number 1. Dragon Ball Z: The History of Trunks. Dragon Ball Z: The History of Trunks shows us a future in the DBZ universe where androids succeed in destroying most of the life on Earth. The Trunks of the future is Gohan's disciple. These two half-Saiyans are the only Saiyans remnant among the good guys. As Goku and Vegeta couldn't make it in this dark timeline, the movie explores Trunks' resilience in the face of loss, and he trains to confront Android 17 and 18. Gohan trained Trunks as much as he could in the Dragon Ball Z movie before he lost to the androids, leading to one of the most brutally sad scenes in the series. The look on 17 and 18's faces as Gohan tries fighting them was terrifying. That's when Trunks became a Super Saiyan for the first time. The events that followed are what prompt Trunks to go to the past and prevent the apocalyptic outcome. The movie earned the top spot on this list for its unflinching portrayal of sacrifice and the human cost of heroism. The animation is dated, but it perfectly captures the despair of a shattered world, making every punch feel like a cry of hope. Now, the reason why this movie deserves the top spot is simply because it showcased future Trunks' timeline and the despair, the devastation, the disaster that was going on caused by Android and 18, courtesy of Red Ribbon Army Dr. Gero. He also showcased future Gohan and his situation. He also showcased where Trunks, or how Trunks or future Trunks got his first Super Saiyan transformation. Because the first time the fans saw Trunks on Dragon Ball Z, after Namek Saga, when Frieza arrived on Earth to destroy it to get his revenge, Frieza and his father Kim Ko, Trunks prevented the destruction of Earth by transforming into Super Saiyan to take out Frieza, King Ko, and Frieza's men. And the audience wondered, how did he transform into Super Saiyan? How did he obtain that power? This movie showcased the trauma, the destruction, the devastating situation that caused or forced Trunks, future Trunks, to obtain his first Super Saiyan transformation. That's all, guys. Let me know what you think on the comment section. Keep on keeping on. See you in the next video.